I'll just introduce about some basic overview about the course curriculum and the placement process. Okay. So, thank you for Rohit sir to introduce about the data analytics. Okay, the course curriculum and the record information about the data. So, in single line, I'll just tell you what is the data analytics. So, it will be transform the raw data into the actionable insight, and that will provide the information decision making for your business. So, for this purpose, we can focus our five module of data analytics like Python, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Excel. Okay. So we can focus in this particular five modules of the data analytics. I'll share with you the course browser in a WhatsApp groups already. Okay. When you join with WhatsApp groups and LinkedIn, and that you required, so you can contact to the academic counselor. They will be explaining you all the process of regarding course curriculum till starting to end. First module we cover the Python. Okay. And after completing the first module we cover the Power BI, yeah, maybe Excel. Okay. And then first we can our Excel, and then we'll shift to the Power BI, and then we'll come to the Tableau, then SQL, and then we'll cover the Python. Okay. So we cover all the module and introduction about the course curriculum. Okay. Which topic will be covered in this particular module. So you can read. Okay. And second most important thing, you can directly communicate with LinkedIn. Okay. You can join our LinkedIn. So in daily basis, you will be getting some interview questions, projects, workshop details. Okay. And regarding from the extra curriculum workshop like generative AI, this types of workshops, so you can getting the free access of this particular platform.
Yeah, my voice is audible for now?
Matthew got very mad at me.
Also,
Yes, you're audible.
the voice is clear for all.
I'm a bit in a food out of it.
Hello.
Yes, Pushparaj, you are audible to me at least. Participants revert whether we are audible to you or not.
You see, Ramesh, I am here audible. Okay. We wait around the 5 minutes. Okay. Then we start the 9-5 session. Okay. Maybe some of those another maybe student will be joined, and then we'll start the session. Okay. So basically, the session is regarding from the demo sessions and the first module of the Excel of the data analyst course page. Okay. It's the first day. Wait around the 5 minutes, and then we start the session. Okay. So let's start the session, and it is the first day of the session of the data analyst placement support program, and it's the first day of the module of Excel of this particular session. So we provide the 3 demo sessions of the continuously on Excel module, and you can also, yeah, my voice is low. Audible for everyone that you only facing the difficulty over.
Audible.
It's clear, ma'am, for everyone.
In
Yeah. So basically the session is regarding from the Excel module, and here is a mentor, is a Rohit Kubal. So I request to Mr. Rohit sir, you can start the session with basic overview of the data analytics definitions, and then you can shift to the Excel module. Okay. And please record the session also.
Yes, sure. Yes, sure.
And please check your some.
Starting with this session, I can see Simran Dubey has raised her hand. So, Simran, do you have any question? Simran, you have raised your hand. So, do you have any question, or we can initiate with the session? Okay, so I guess by mistakenly she
Yeah, so by mistake. And anyone have to doubt, so please unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Okay. First then complete the particular topics, and then you can start your conversation with trainer. Okay.
Okay, then I'll quickly share my screen and let's begin with this session. I hope my voice is loud and clear.
Yeah, it's clear also. Okay.
Okay. So is my screen visible to everyone? Can someone confirm? Like I have shared a screen of presentation. So is it visible to everyone?
Bhavya Ganesh Krishna, is visible?
Okay.
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah. So
Thank you.
I'm not going to take you through the each and every slide of demo session. We are going to start the learning part as well today itself. So I'll just quickly move to the next slides. So you all must have attended the demo session which we have conducted a few days before. Okay. So there we try to understand what is data analysis. We'll try to understand that first because that is the main thing. That's the reason why we are here. So if we know what is data analysis, then it will become very easy to learn things because we will have some perspective with us, right? So what is data analyst? Who is data analyst rather? And what is data analysis? So data analyst is a person or is a employee or anyone who is working in the company who has the knowledge of the tools which are useful for performing data analysis. Apart from knowledge of tools, you need to have that thinking process as well with you. Like if you know how overall process works, then only you would be able to work on that, right? So in data analysis, the overall flow starts with what? First, the data on daily basis in the company. If data is getting stored, so you should be knowing how to extract that data from the various places. Okay. Now that data would be getting stored on multiple places. Maybe in some locally stored file, maybe in some databases, in some cloud services. Here and there data will be get stored. And as a data analyst, you should be knowing how to extract that data. Now, depending upon company, the process would vary of extraction of data. And when you'll get into the company, you will get the access of that particular tool or that particular database or the cloud service where the data got stored. And you will get to know over there itself what will be the steps you need to follow, you will be following to extract that data. Okay. But the tools which are in industry, the tools which they are using at the most, those tools we are going to learn. Along with learning, we are going to learn in which different way we can utilize those tools, in which situation those tools would be helpful for us. Okay. So data extraction, that would be the very first step. After extracting that data, you will be cleaning that data. Okay. So as I told you, data will be getting stored at multiple places. And as data is getting stored on multiple places, so it will get stored in different formats. Okay. And while it's getting stored over there, it will accumulate some errors in it. It will accumulate some non-relevant data in it. Okay. So after extraction, you should be knowing how to clean that data, because without cleaning, you won't be able to process the data further. Okay. So extraction, then cleaning the data. After cleaning that data, you will be utilizing that data to load into a visualization software. Okay. Now we are going to learn two visualization softwares over here. One is Power BI and one is Tableau. Both of them have their advantages and disadvantages. Okay. I would not say disadvantages, but the feature would vary. Okay. Because they are the leading visualization software in the industry. Few companies, some companies are using Power BI, some companies are using Tableau. There are multiple other visualization software also in use cases. But in terms of numbers, if we say, so Tableau and Power BI are the topmost. Okay. So why exactly we are going to utilize those visualization software? So that is something I have explained in the demonstration as well, in the previous demonstration. Because normally, if you show a data directly to someone, that person would not be able to understand that data directly. Okay. Even if that person is well technically sound, still that person won't be able to understand it, because see, going through each and every row one by one, that would take a lot of time. And just by looking at the data, you won't be able to judge exactly what different insights that data is giving you. Okay. So that's the reason why we need to after extracting data, we need to clean it and we need to load it in the visualization software so that we can create dashboards. So that will be an overall process, I would say, where you will first extract data, then you will transform that data by cleaning it, by modifying it, by manipulating it, and then you will load that data. So that's the operation which we do in data analysis, that is ETL, extract, transform, and load. Okay. So in this journey, the tools which we are going to learn, these are Microsoft Excel, then we are going to learn MySQL, Python, Tableau, and Power BI. Okay. So all these tools, Python is not a tool, Python is a language, which we are going to learn in this course only. But all four tools, even if you don't know anything about that tool, still you will have a good knowledge at the end of this session. Not this session, like end of this overall course curriculum. Okay. Because we are going to teach you everything from the scratch. Okay. Once you learn these tools, you will have the power to harness the entire data of a company. Okay. Now see, nowadays data become a very useful thing for a company. Not only useful, but that is the only thing which can help company to grow in the market. Okay. If company has data, company has its own data, and company has their competitors' data, not data I would say directly, but the knowledge of their competitors as well. So with the combination of these things, company can perform good in the market. Okay. Yeah, someone was trying to say something. Okay. So in this course curriculum, we are going to learn those tools only, which will be helping us to become a good and well-sound person in terms of data analysis. Okay. And the impact, yeah, this thing we have discussed already in the demonstration. That is, once you become a data analyst, how you are going to help your company, or how you are going to facilitate your learnings in the company, through which the company would be able to grow in the market. Okay. So these were the things which we had in the presentation. I just stop sharing and share my screen again one more time. Okay, so this is a small file of Excel. This is actually a very small file compared to the data which you are going to get in the market. This file contains around 10,000 rows only. And if I ask you, can you tell me, like, this is a e-commerce file where we are having around 25 columns and 10,000 of rows. And through this data, if I ask you, first, you should be knowing this data. Then only you would be able to understand which column will come in picture on different scenario. Like if I'm asking you to give me top most selling product in the data, as it is a e-commerce data, so obviously the data will be about selling something. So if I directly ask you which is the topmost product in terms of sales I have over here, you won't be able to tell that directly. So for that, you need to have knowledge of Excel, as the file is in Excel format. You need to have knowledge of Excel, how, like, what different functions we can utilize to extract the information which you required. Okay. So the journey of learning Excel, we are going to start today. After that, the remaining tools we will cover. Okay. So we'll start right from the basic. We'll try to understand what are rows and what are columns. Okay. So I'll just quickly add a new sheet over here. Now, in this session, do we have anyone who have never seen Excel before? Do we have anyone in this session who have never seen Excel before? Say Excel is a tool which you must have seen somewhere, because we all are using laptops or PCs. So in that, Excel is something which will come inbuilt. Okay. So for some basic purpose, you must have used Excel before as well. So in that, what is column, what is row, we'll start from that only. Now see, in Excel, the data which we are going to have, that will be in tabular form. What we mean by tabular form? The data will be there in a table form, where rows and columns will be there, and their intersection, we call the intersection as cells. So that intersection will have some data. Okay. Now in Excel, we are having some numbers over here on the left hand side corner, and we are having some letters in the top where I am selecting currently. Okay. So columns are nothing but the vertical things which we have in the Excel, vertical sections, I would say, and rows are nothing but the horizontal sections we have in the Excel. Okay. Now the horizontal section, that is row, those are defined by numbers, and the vertical sections, that is columns, those are defined by alphabets. Okay. Now it is not like the Excel one Excel sheet is limitless. It has some limit. So at the most, how many rows we can have in one Excel? So if I just go quickly below, you can see this is the last number. This is the last possible cell which we can have in a single sheet. Okay, in one sheet we can have these many rows. So it is around 1 billion row we have over here, 10,48,576. So this is the limit of Excel in terms of rows. And if I want to show you how many columns we have, so if I just go right away on the right hand side, very much on the right hand side, there we have all the alphabets. So how we can get to know exactly how many columns we have? So I'll quickly populate this. So below somewhere you can see the number, or is what I'll do. This thing. Just a second. I'm not teaching you any formula yet. I'm just adding things up just to show you what we do have. Yeah. So we have around 16,384. So that is a number of column which we do have. Okay. 16,384. Right. It seems very big sheet, but believe me, when you start working with Excel and the data which you are going to see in Excel, this is very small data. The data which you are going to get while working, this amount of data will be very smaller. And due to this only, Excel sometimes overloads, and due to that, sometimes Excel crashes or hang. Okay. So before going further, before starting with the learning session, very first instruction which I want to give you, every time, whenever you are going to work on Excel or whenever you're going to practice on Excel, make sure with regular interval, you are saving your file. For saving, we use Control S. That is something some of you must be knowing before. We are going to learn different shortcuts as well. We are going to learn how to navigate between sheet as well. Okay. So on the regular interval, make sure you are saving your Excel. Otherwise, Excel will crash due to some XYZ reason. Excel do crash. And if it crashes, then your data, whatever data you have entered, if you have not saved it, the data will be gone. Okay. It will not remain over there as a backup. It will not auto save. It will get erased from there. Okay. So just make sure you are saving your data. Okay. So the vertical sections which we have in Excel, we call that as a column, and horizontal section we call that as a row. Now, when I select one vertical section, I am selecting the second column, which is denoted by B letter, and I am selecting fifth row from the number. I am selecting fifth one. Okay. So wherever the second column and the fifth row, where they are intersecting, you can see the area got highlighted with bit darker color. This intersection, we call this as a cell, and cell is a container which can contain the information. Okay. So in tabular form which we are having in the Excel, in that cell is the container which will contain data. Now it has a restriction, what kind of data you can keep inside over here. Okay. So to understand that, we must be knowing the data type. Okay. Before proceeding further, can someone tell me, have you ever heard about data type? Anyone? Please unmute and you can answer. Have you ever heard about the data type?
Yeah, hi Rohit. So basically, as per my understanding, there are basically three types of datas.
Mm-hmm.
One is integer, that we call numbers, and the other one is float, which is decimal values,
Okay.
and the last one is our string, that is a text or anything. Let's
Okay.
suppose we write a name, Rohit, and XYZ else. So
Correct.
that is a string.
So three type of data you have told, that is integer, then float, and then string. Okay. Now in Excel, be it a float or be it an integer, that will be a number only. Okay. So in Excel, you don't have the separation of float and integer. You will have a simple number. So be that number with a decimal or without decimal. It will be a number only. That is the one data type. Be it a negative number or be it a positive number, both will be the number only. So in Excel, we don't have separation. We have numbers only. Second data type which you have told, that is text string. Okay. So the non-numeric data type, it can be a letter, it can be a symbol that can contain in the string, and we call that as a text data type. Apart from that, in Excel, we do have date as a data type. So we are going to learn number formatting. So in number formatting, we do have date also as a data type. Okay. So we have learned three. First one is your number, second one is text, third one is date. And apart from that, we do have logical data type as well, where we will be having the answer as true or false. Okay. So we call that as a Boolean as well. So in school days, we must have learned about the logical symbols. We must have learned about logical statements, where as a result, the answer which you are going to get, that will be in either true or false. Okay. The 0, 1 thing which we have learned, binary thing which we have learned, we don't have binary over here. We will have the logical statement which will answer in true or false. Okay. So basically four data types you can consider. Apart from that, whatever data type we know, that will get covered within this four data type only. Okay. So text, number, date, and Boolean. Okay. Now, each and every container, by default, it is ready to accept any data type. But once you have entered data in that particular cell, that cell will accept that data type only. So suppose in the cell, I'm entering any date. Initially, this cell will be neutral, but afterward, this cell accept whatever data you're going to enter over there. That cell will try to convert it into a date only. For example, we are not learning the actual thing right away. I'm just giving you one example. Now here, if I'm entering 1, it is a number. Okay. And in Excel, until and unless you are not giving any specific data, the cell will remain on general as a data type. So we are on the home tab currently, and on the home tab, in the center somewhere, we have a section named as number. Okay. So currently I'm hovering over there only, where we have a drop down in which general is written. Okay. So as long as I'm not entering any specific data, like if I'm not, as long as I'm not entering any date over there, so it will remain on general only, and in that general, text and number is included. Like it will accept text and number, both of them. Okay. So here, if I'm entering name, ABC, see, it is showing as general only. If I'm entering number over there, it is remaining general only. Okay. But one thing you must have observed, when I'm entering any text data, okay, text string data, that's why Z. So you can see the alignment of the data in that particular cell is toward left hand side. Okay, the way how we write on the notebook. But as soon as I enter a number in it, so the alignment changes on the right hand side. So that's how you can understand. This is the default alignment. Okay, manually also you can change the alignment afterward. We are going to see that as well. All of you, many of you must have know that it is already known information to you. But we are going to learn that as well, how to align data manually afterward. But default alignment is it will be like, if you are entering a text, it will get aligned on the right hand side, and if you are entering a number, it will get aligned. If you are entering a text, it will get aligned on the left hand side. If you are entering a number, that will get aligned on the right hand side. Okay. Now we were actually learning about the cell. Now, why did I kept why at the first instance I was showing you the cell like this? Why I was showing you the intersection? Why I was not keeping the cursor like this directly? There is a reason why I was doing that, because the intersection on which we are having that particular cell, that intersection get like the cell is actually get defined by that intersection only. Like we have something called as name box, and in that name box, the cell address will be visible. Okay. See, if I keep on the first cell, see this area, we call this as a name box, and there A1 is written over there. If I keep over here, F4 is written over there. So what we mean by F4? F will be the column and 4 will be the row. So that's why when we keep our cursor over here, it was showing F4. So this is the address box, or you can call it a name box as well. Okay. And that name box is actually very helpful when it comes to having formulas. And so we have learned about the column, then we have learned about the row, and we have learned about the cell. And each and every cell will have a specific address, and that address, we call that a cell address, obviously. And that address defines the location of that particular cell. In each and every cell, we are going to have some data, and afterward, when we are going to learn formulas. So in formulas, we are not going to enter values manually. We are going to give the cell references, or we are going to give the cell address in that formula. Okay. So when we will start with the formula, that time you'll get to know exactly how helpful the cell address is. Okay. So that was about the rows and columns. So let's learn about the navigation shortcuts. So I'll go back to the order sheet. Now after this session, I'll share this file with Pushparaj, and Pushparaj will share this file with you. You can simply search for the file online as well, but better I'll share this file with you. You can practice with this file. So now we'll learn about the navigation. What we mean by navigation? So when we have a bigger data, it becomes tedious to using mouse to scroll down and look for a particular row. Okay. So it will take a lot of time. Now, in the sheet, we are having around 10,000 rows. And in that 10,000 rows, if you want to go right away to the bottom, the last row, you can't go with the scroll over there. Yeah, you can go obviously, but it will take a lot of time. And we don't want to waste our time over there. Okay. So in Excel, there is a unsaid phenomena that the lesser you use mouse while using Excel, the more expert you'll become. Okay, the more keyboard you use, the more expert you'll become. Okay, so believe me, like initially you will feel that it is taking a lot of time. Like pressing each and every key, it is taking a lot of time. But once your finger get used to of it, the muscle memory will perform such a way that you don't even need to look toward the keyboard, and it will take a way lesser time compared to how much time it is taking by using the mouse. Okay. Now suppose I am on the first row over here at the A1 cell. If I am there, and if I want to go to the bottommost row, if I use keyboard like this, pressing down key on keyboard one by one, it will take a lot of time. But if I use control key and press the downward arrow, control key and downward arrow, so it will take me to the last possible cell where we have data. Okay. And that will take lesser than 1 second. Same goes for going upward side as well. So using control key, if I use arrows, so it will take me to the last possible cell where we have data. And through this, navigation becomes very easy. Okay, and it will save a lot of time. Getting it? So those who have system with them, those who are attending the session on the system itself, they can try. If you have any Excel file, you can try this with that file as well. Suppose I'm going to the downward, it is taking to the last possible cell where we have data, and below that we are not having any data. So if I use the control and downward arrow one more time, so it will take me to the last possible cell of the Excel sheet. This is a restriction, like that is the last end. It is the end of Excel sheet. So it will take me there. Okay. As we don't have any data in between, so it is taking me to the last possible cell of the sheet. Okay. If I use control and up arrow again, so it will take me up again. And if I use control and up arrow again, so it will take me to the first cell. So that's how I can navigate between Excel sheet using control and arrow keys. Okay. After this session, I will share one more file in which we will have the navigation shortcuts. Okay. Not all of them we are going to use, obviously, but the one which are useful, the one which we use on daily basis, that shortcut we can go through. So in that sheet, all shortcuts are there. Okay. Now suppose while moving, I want to select this data as well. Like if I use the cursor, so if I'm moving mouse like this, if I want to select multiple rows using keyboard. So using keyboard, how we can do that? Okay. So using keyboard, if I use, see previously we were using control and down arrow, so it was taking me over there, right? It was taking me to the different corners of the data. If I use shift key, rather than using control key, if I use shift key, so it will take me to the cell with selecting the cells as well. Okay. So if I use shift key, it takes me to the cell, next cell, by with selecting the previous cell. If I release shift key, then yeah, selection will be gone. Okay. So control key and arrow will help me to navigate. Shift key and arrow will help me to select the data. Okay, in various direction. Any arrow key you can use. If you use shift key and right hand side arrow, so it will select the columns, headers rather. If you use shift key and downward arrow, that will select the numbers which we have below or rows which we have below. And if I use, let's see, the combinations, it depends how I am using the combination. Okay. So if I go downward first and if I go on the right hand side now, so it will select that data entirely. Okay. So that's how we can use control arrow and shift arrow. Now suppose at one go, I want to select this entire column. Okay. Control arrow take me to the last possible cell and shift helps me to the select. Correct? So if I want to select this entire column, then I will use control shift and down arrow. Okay. Control shift and arrow rather. So if I want to select that entire column, that is column A, so I will use control shift and down arrow. So it will select entire column. Okay. If I want to select maybe up to 20, I want to select entire data. Okay. Up to 20th row, I want to select entire data. So I will go manually till 20 using control and down arrow, shift and down arrow. And after that, as I want to select entire data, so now I will use control shift and right arrow. So it will select everything which is coming in between. Okay. So I'll do one thing. I'll give you 2-3 minutes. If you have system with you, you can try to do it. Even if you don't have data, still this will work. Okay. It will take you to the last possible cell. It will take you to the last possible row and last possible column if you are using control shift and arrow together. Okay. But it will select everything. Even if the cells are blank, still it will select. So it will just take you to the last possible cell. And if you have any file of Excel in which you have some data, so you can try it on that as well. Okay. So I'll give you 2 minutes. If you want, you can try this. After the session, I'll share the file as well with Pushparaj, and Pushparaj will share it with you in which all the shortcuts are there. Okay. So yeah, take 2 minutes and try to navigate within sheet. Let me ask you one thing. How many of us have joined this session through laptops, or they do have such laptop available with them and they can practice along with learning? Because doing practice is at most important. Okay. If you're not practicing the learning, then you are going to forget everything. That's the key. That's what happens with me as well. If I leave practicing, if I leave teaching, then I also sometimes forgot whatever functions we have in the Excel. So make sure you are practicing things, whatever you are learning on daily basis. Okay, at least one example you would need to practice of each and every function. Then you will have a better understanding how the function works. Yeah, so I did ask one question. How many of us do have access to system for practicing?
Robert tayo sama. Robert. Nah,
Okay, that was some different context I got to hear. Yeah, so the question was, how many of us do have system? Or rather, I can ask, how many of us don't have system? If you don't have, no worries. We can't provide you system at least. But you can try to arrange a system, because see, that is the thing on which you need to practice. Okay. So do we have anyone who don't have system? Am I audible?
Yeah, I think maybe Kiran and Simran and one more person putting him doubts. Raise your hand.
Okay, so if you're raising your hand or if you are typing something as I'm sharing thing, I won't be able to see the questions, or I won't be able to see the raised hand. So you can simply unmute and you can ask doubt. And that is also one of the skill you need to learn, like speaking. Like after becoming a data analyst, you will be speaking with people. So yeah, you should be starting speaking right from now. And yeah, we don't have any language barrier. That was the thing which I told in the demo session as well. We don't have a language barrier. As long as I do understand that language, I can answer the question. So yeah, I am comfortable in Hindi, English and Marathi. You can ask doubt in these three languages if you have any.
Also, in general, we have two category, number and text, both it will take. So we have different category also for number. Why separate categories there for number if it is considered in general also?
Okay. So see how thing works. So in number, if you are entering data in the general is a category in Excel. General is a category which they have kept that includes everything. Everything means it includes text as well. It includes number as well. It includes symbol as well. Okay. So you can say it is a flexible type of category which we have in the Excel. Okay. But when you enter data in specific format, suppose you're entering a date, I'll show you that example as well. Once you enter a date, that particular cell will accept date only afterward. Okay, so I'll quickly show you that example and go on the next sheet. Now see, here in the section of number, it is on general. When I'm entering a number, it is remaining on general only. Okay, I'll delete it. It is still on general. But when I enter a date over there, suppose I'm entering today's date, that is 08/07/2024. Now this is a date. Okay, I have not entered anything specifically. I have just entered a date format over here. Now, when I go back to that cell, you can see that cell now becomes a date cell. Okay, previously it was general, but now it becomes date. Now, if I'm deleting data from there, it will remain date. Okay, and now if I'm entering anything over there, it will try to convert that number into date only. Okay. So in Excel, general is something, general is a category, or general is a property of that cell for number formatting, which accepts everything until you are entering some specific type of data. Okay. As and when we'll proceed further, we'll learn more about this. This comes under number formatting. So when we'll learn the number formatting, that time you'll have a better idea.
Okay. Thanks. Right.
Others, yeah, that, like before this query, I asked one question. Do we have anyone who don't have access to system for practicing? And I'm asking access to system. I'm not asking whether you own that system or not. If you have your friend's computer, if you have your brother's computer, if you have a computer in your office, if you are working somewhere, that's okay. You have access of something at least to practice. Okay. So you should be having access to practice at least. Okay. So I'm considering everyone has access to system here and there at least to practice things. Okay. Yeah. So let's see what we have next. Yeah, about the navigation. We were on the navigation, keyboard navigation. So for navigating between data, you can use Control, Shift, and arrow. Combination of this. So by practice only, you will get to know how these keywords or keys on your keyboard works on the Excel. Okay. After that, we do have some different shortcuts as well. Suppose I want to I want to select entire sheet. So for that, we have Control A to select entire sheet. So if I use Control A, no matter what I am where, it is going to select entire data. Okay. Now this Control A will work till the last possible cell where you have data. But suppose if you have any blank row in between. Now see, in this data, I have all the 10,000 rows filled with some data. Okay. But suppose I am deleting any row in between. Suppose on this number, that is 9,800, and deleting this row from here, I am just deleting the number, deleting the data. And now if I use Control A over here, you can see it is selecting data till this 9,800 only. It is not going further because Excel now thinking we don't have any data further. Okay. So whenever you want to select entire data, make sure there is no blank row or blank column in between. Then only Control A would help you to select entire data. Okay. See, now I have just brought back that deleted data. Now, how did I got that data back? So in Excel, one more shortcut we have, that is undo. So for undo, we use Control Z, and for redo, we have Control Y. And now what is undo and what is redo? Can someone tell me what is undo and what is redo, if you know? I know these are very basic questions, but I am considering you don't know anything about Excel. So that's why I'm starting with scratch. Yeah. So can someone tell me what is undo and what is redo as per your understanding? Anyone? Yes, I am waiting for responses. See, responses, that could be anything. If you don't know, you can say, we don't know. If you know, so just tell me. Even if, even if it is a wrong answer, that's perfectly fine. Because then only I can correct things, right? So as per your understanding, please unmute and say, tell me as per your understanding, what is undoing and redoing things, or what is undo and redo?
Undoing means अपन ने जो किया है वो फिर से मतलब जो चेंजेस किया है वो फिर से रिफ्लेक्ट हो जाएंगे और रेडो मतलब जो अपन ने किया है वो मतलब इन्हें जो किया था चेंजेस वो फिर से आ जाएंगे.
Very good. And thank you for unmuting and saying, see, I told you very often, we don't have language barrier. अगर आप लोग हिंदी में कंफर्टेबल हो, यू कैन आस्क इन हिंदी. जर तुम्ही मराठीत कंफर्टेबल असाल, यू कैन आस्क इन मराठी एज वेल. ठीक है. And if you're comfortable in English, you can right away ask in English. That's completely fine. We are here to learn things. So we should not have any language barrier in between. Yeah, obviously I should understand that language. So that is the main thing. Okay, so yeah, I told you 3 languages. In that language you can ask. And very correctly said, if we have done something mistakenly, suppose mistakenly I have deleted some data from here and I want to bring that data back. So we call that step as a undo. Undo means what? We have done something or we have performed something and we just want to go back to the previous step or previous stage. So for that we use Control Z. Okay. So Control Z stands for undo. Okay. And we have Control Y as well. So suppose you have selected few rows to delete the data. Okay. You have deleted that data from there and mistakenly you have pressed Control Z. Due to that, the data got back again. But you don't want that data back. You actually invested your time to delete that data. So to undoing that undo means you want to perform that thing again, you can use Control Y, which will work as a redo. Okay. So undo works when you want to go back to the previous step, and redo works when you mistakenly went back to the previous step and you want to go back to the current step again. Okay, so that for that we use Control Y. So for redo we have Control Y, and for undo we have Control Z. Okay. As and when our session process further, as and when we are going to learn things in upcoming session, we are going to learn different shortcuts as well. Okay, so Control A for selecting entire sheet, Control Z for undoing things, and Control Y for redoing things. Okay. That was about few shortcuts. Yeah, as I told you, as and when we are going to proceed further, we are going to learn about shortcuts. Okay. Now let's start understanding the first page itself. If we are on the first sheet, we have understood about the columns and rows. We have understood about the address bar as well, how we can read the address. Okay, that is something also we have learned just now. Okay. Now on the very first sheet itself, if I go on the top, not in the top of sheet, I am talking about this top area where we have multiple options available. So what we call these things. So above we are having different tabs over here. We have home tab, then we have insert tab. Each and every tab has some option in it. Obviously, we are not going to utilize each and every option. Okay, we are going to learn only those which are relevant to the data analysis. Okay, so developer help. If you are having Excel sheet in front of you, if you have open Excel sheet in front of you in the system, can you tell me whether you have all the tabs which are visible on the system, which are visible on my system? Yes. Do you have all these tabs?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have the developer tab and Power Pivot tab as well?
Yeah.
No, sir, I don't have it.
Okay. So yeah, the one who have the developer tab and Power Pivot tab, so you must be knowing about that already, or someone of your family or maybe in your friend must be knowing about that. because these tabs will not be available by default. You need to enable them from setting. Okay. So if you have it, it means you know about those tabs. So can you answer, like, you know about these tabs already? The one who has these tabs activated. Yeah, so can the person answer who has that tab, whether you know about that tab or you got it from somewhere or someone else is using that system, and you like, let me ask you one simple thing. You would know how to activate this tab if these tabs are not available, because if you are going to work on any other system, on that system these tabs will not be there by default. So just tell me whether you know how to add these tabs or not.
Sir,
Okay, I got one answer. Others?
sir, don't know. Yeah. Sir, don't know how to activate this.
Okay, I got two answers. Other?
I would.
Sorry?
I know about power pivot table.
Okay, you know about Power Pivot. Okay. You have about the developer tab?
From two.
Little bit. Okay. Developer tab, we do in data analysis, developer tab we don't use that much. But yeah, we are going to learn those many parts which are useful in data analysis. Okay. So developer tab is basically some advanced stuff which we are going to have in the end of the Excel session. Power Pivot also comes into the advanced part of the Excel. So that also we are going to learn at the end of the Excel sessions. Okay. To enable these tabs, just ignore this Foxit PDF. In my system, I do have this software installed. Due to that only I am getting this Foxit PDF, but just ignore it. This has nothing to do with the actual Excel. Okay. We are going to see now how to enable the developer tab and Power Pivot tab in Excel itself. Okay. So everyone can follow along with me. So those who don't have the developer tab and Power Pivot tab, because these tabs we are going to see in the end sessions of the Excel. So there we are going to utilize them. So to enable these tabs, first we need to right click. Now see, you all must be on the home tab itself over here. So we can go from here as well in the settings. But first I'll tell you the manual method and then I'll show you the shortcut as well. Okay. So for manually going to the settings, we need to click on the file tab. So beside home tab, we have a tab named as file. We need to click on that. Okay. If you all are following along with me, just let me know. So we can proceed further. So click on file tab. After clicking on the file tab, somewhere in the bottom, you must be having one option named as options. Is it there?
Yes, got.
Corner? Yeah. So options, you need to click on options. It will open up a new pop-up over there. Yes. Everyone getting this pop-up?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Now, in this pop-up itself, on the left-hand side, we are having few tabs. That is general, formulas, data, proofing, save, language, then accessibility, advanced. And below advanced, we are having customize ribbon and quick access toolbar. Okay. So first we'll go with the customize ribbon. Now the area which we have over here, we call this as a ribbon. Okay. So click on the customize ribbon. Okay. After that, the options which are getting in front of you. On the right hand side, we are having these checkboxes which are checked. So in that, few checkboxes will not be checked for you. So you must be having the developer which is unchecked over there. Can you check? Can you just see whether the developer tab is there or not? It will be a checkbox which you need to click. So do you have anything you can scroll down, you can check whether you have the developer option over there or not.
How about
Do we have it over there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so just check on it. Okay. Yeah. Now you scroll down little bit below. Can you tell me whether you have the power pivot option also over there or not? Do you have power pivot over there?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, so not all of you have power pivot over there. So once you check on it, just click on OK. And once you click on OK, you must be getting the developer tab over here. Only developer tab, not power pivot. Developer tab. Is it visible now?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll get into that setting again. Now, to get into that setting, every time we don't need to go to the file and go to the option again. Okay. What we can do on home tab itself, see this tab, like in these all tabs, we have some blank spaces, blank area we have over there. Okay. So on any of the blank area, don't click on the option. Anywhere in the blank area, right click over there. Anywhere in the blank area, you can right click. And when you right click over there, then you get the option of customize ribbon. Right click anywhere in the blank area, there you get the option of customize the ribbon. We need to click on that. So it will open the same window. Okay. Everyone got till here?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now below the customize ribbon, we have quick access toolbar, and below quick access toolbar, we have something named as add-ins. Do we have it over there? Add-ins. Everyone,
Yes, sir.
let's click on add-in. Okay. Now after getting into add-ins, below somewhere you must be able to see the manage section on the downward side. Below we have a manage section. Is it there?
Yes.
Yeah. In manage section, by default, it will be always on Excel add-ins. Just click on the drop down and there you can see com add-ins. So switch that Excel add-ins to com add-ins. Okay. Switch the Excel add-ins to com add-ins. And once you're done with that, just click on go. Once you click on go, a new window will be popping up in front of you. Are you getting this window?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now check in that window whether you have the option of Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel. See whether you have that checkbox or not. Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel.
Don't have this option.
This Microsoft Power Pivot for Excel, this option you don't have?
Yes, this one I don't have.
You don't have it, okay. Which system you're using? Like, it is Windows only, right?
Yes, it is Windows, but my Excel version is 2010.
It's of 2010, okay. So
Yes.
the Power Pivot actually was available directly for the versions after 2013, okay. For 2010, let me search. In tomorrow's session, I'll tell you. I think for 2010 version, they do have some extension which you can install from outside. So let me just search for it. And if we have extension, I'll provide the file of that extension with you, or I'll provide the link for that extension, which you can download. And from that extension, Power Pivot will get enabled in your Excel. Okay. If it is available, I will provide it it to you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, patient. Thanks.
Okay. So any of you are not having the option of the Power Pivot over here, so it means you are using the previous version of Excel. In that, the Power Pivot option was not available. So for that, they have introduced downloading the extension from outside. So I just need to check whether that extension is available for 2010 or not. If it is available, I'll provide the link tomorrow. Okay. Apart from her, do we have anyone who is not getting this option? Or all of you getting this option?
Yes, sir.
Getting it?
Trust.
Okay. Okay, then if you have this option, you can simply click on that checkbox of Microsoft Power Tool for Excel and simply click on OK. And once you click on OK, you should be getting this PowerPoint option over here itself. Okay. Everyone getting it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then today we have started with Excel. This was a kind of introduction. We are going to continue from here tomorrow. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to learn about the home tab, what different options we have on the home tab, how we can use all the options. We are going to learn that. Okay. So tomorrow we'll start with the actual utilization of Excel. Okay. Yeah. On this note, we will stop for the today's session, and we have 5 minutes. If you have any question or any concerns, you can ask. Any doubt related to today's session, you can ask, or any other doubt if you have, you can ask that as well, of data analysis, obviously. And if you don't have any doubt, then yeah, we can wrap up today's session.
You will be getting the recording for this session, okay?
Yeah, the recordings will be available. Okay, then if you don't have any doubt, then thank you for today, attending today's session, and see you all tomorrow. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Okay,
you.
1 minute.
Thank
1
you,
minute,
sir.
1 minute, sir.
Yeah, just start
Hello.
by sharing. Pushpa, you want to convey any message, you can.
Okay, maybe someone, 2 and 3 students will have this
Yes,
message.
they have left.
As
So
of
you
that.
can do one thing, you can create their group. Whoever was there in the session, you can create their group and you can convey the message in that group as well.
Okay. So basically, I'll just update you regarding from this course overview and projects and placements, and that some contact detail of our social media platform. Okay.
Yes,
Share my
you
screen.
can do one thing. You can create their group, and in tomorrow's session, you can update them regarding this in the start of the session itself.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So right now, I'll just explain some point with you. Okay. Because maybe some other student will be joined with our social media platform, so that's why I don't have proper contact number. If anyone interested for this course, please DM me. I share my contact number in the chat box. Okay. So first, let me share my screen, and I'll just update you regarding from the course overview. Okay. So first, we can cover with Excel module. Then we can shift into the Power BI. Then we can shift to Tableau, and then we can come to the SQL and Excel. Okay. And then last is the Python. So around Python, that we cover all the module and concept. I'll share with you this particular course curriculum roadmap in a chat box when you join our WhatsApp group, and you can connect me personally. I share with the personally with you. Okay. Then we can shift to the Excel module. We can cover the Power BI also in this particular session, and we can cover some regarding from the SQL also. Okay, so in Power BI we cover all the DAX expression also. Continue with the session, and we cover Tableau also. Okay, and Tableau we cover all the part of regarding visualization to the particular file extension to DAX variations and the data source and overview. Okay, so we cover all the particular concept starting to basic to advanced level of the Tableau. So we cover the 5 module of this particular courses. Projects, I'll just update you for if you want to switch as a career, because in a data analytics in too many industrial like work like pharma, agriculture, okay, and If you require some another industry like film industry, stock industry, agriculture industry, so many projects are available. So first you can decide your domain, that which industry that you want to switch as a career as a data analyst. So we cover the project according to your industry. Okay. When some Kiran, Prem, and Shivani will be switch as a career in a pharma industry, so they will be do some pharma project. Okay. And Darshan and Abdul will be have to switch as a career into the particular stock industry, so they will be do the stock related project. Okay. So when you can do the project according to your industry, it's very helpful that you grow your particular chance to shortlisted in an interview. Second thing, we have to lot of placement. Okay, we have to contact with the HRs from pan India companies. Okay, different companies. So we have placement details and contact number. Okay, the particular companies. So we can, our placement team also communicate with the particular company, and that we providing the placement support to our students. Okay. And if you require any doubt regarding from the placements and course overview, so you can discuss with the personally. I'll share my contact number in a chat box. Okay. So it's visible for everyone. Please update if my contact number is visible for everyone.
Yes, Pushparaj, it is visible. In the session, we have, I guess, only 4 participants left. So,
Okay, I'll just create some groups and I'll share the detail in a personal in the group. I'll share.
yeah, sure.
Okay. So thank you for joining this session. If you have any doubts, please let me know.
Thank you all. See you tomorrow.